What comes in your mind when you think of the word integrity? How do you write morally and ethically? And what does it mean to write ethically and moral? When we think of the words ethics and moral, we immediately know to associate it with the difference between the right and wrong and the actions that would be in accordance with our moral compass. In writing, these words are mostly known and associated with academic integrity. What is academic integrity? Academic integrity refers to the practice of being truthful and honest on where the information included in their work by providing the references and citing the original authors onto their papers. Academic integrity is divided into two aspects, which is ethical aspects and technical aspects. The ethical aspect of academic integrity is having the capacity of being original. This indicates that the writer values authenticity of their work and give proper recognition to the other works. Meanwhile, technical aspect is the part in which the ethical aspect is being acted upon. This involves the right way of citing other works and committing to being honest and transparent with their work. What does citation mean? Citation is the act of referring to another academic work indicated in one's paper. Citations can be found inside a paragraph known as in-text citation, which states the last name of the author or authors and the year that the work was published. There are several citation styles used in different disciplines such as Chicago, Harvard, MLA, and APA. However, in this discussion, we will be focusing towards American Psychological Association 7th edition citation style, or mostly known or commonly known as APA 7th edition citation style. To properly citate using this style, we must know the set guides on how to do it correctly. In-text citations, as mentioned earlier, only contains the author's last name and the year that the source was published. This is separated by a comma contained inside an open-close parenthesis. If the source has two authors, both of their last name is indicated and separated by an ampersand. If the source has more than two authors, the first author mentioned in the source will be stated and the only one indicated in the in-text citation, followed by an et al. To reference the following authors. For quoting an exact passage that came from the source, the same format is followed as same as the in-text citation. Only difference is that the page number is indicated in the citation, showing where the exact passage is extracted from. For the citation included in the reference list, the contents may differ depending on the type of the source. To citate a book, it shows the following form: the author's last name and the author's given name initial, followed by the publication date, title, publisher, the edition of the book, volume, and if there is any, the source URL. It also follows the same format with the author's name if there are more than one author of the source. Mentioned earlier was the reference list of the citation. Referencing is also a way of recognizing the work of other people by giving extensive detail about the source used, including the title, publication date, where it can be sourced, among many other areas indicated. This allows for a full transparency with readers, as it provides the way to redirect them to the original sources. But why do we need to go above and beyond when it comes to citing and referencing? One of the main reasons why is mentioned all throughout our discussion. is to give credit to the original source. Knowing what to cite and how to cite the original owner of said intellectual property saves you from accidentally committing academic dishonesty, fraud, or plagiarism. Another reason why we include citations is to strengthen the credibility of the content of our work. Having other scholar papers backing up what we said is essential in showing the dedication put through the research conducted. Lastly, citing and referencing is the crucial part of academic integrity, as it serves as the instrument for transparency in an academic work. But what is plagiarism that we keep mentioning about? According to the essay written by Teresita Jimenez Maceda entitled What is Plagiarism? This explains that plagiarism is when someone uses another person's words or ideas and pretends that it is their own. It's this honest act that goes against the true goal of learning. Masada points out that plagiarism isn't just about copying someone or something exactly. It also includes changing the words or summarizing someone else's work without giving proper credit. She eventually calls it intellectual theft to show how serious it is both in school and in real life. Masada also talks about why some students might end up plagiarizing. She says it can happen because of the pressure to meet deadlines, not having enough time, or simply not knowing how to properly cite sources. But even with these reasons, she believes that plagiarism is still wrong. She encourages students to be responsible for their work and understand how important it is to come up with their own ideas. She also explains that different type of plagiarism, like copying directly, mixing someone else's work with your own, or reusing your own work without permission. This helps students see that plagiarism can happen in more ways than they might think. In the end, Masada reminds students to find their own voice when writing, but also to use other people's ideas the right way. She says it's important to quote correctly, paraphrase properly, and always give credit to your sources. This not only shows respect to the original authors, but also supports your writing stronger and makes it more trustworthy. Lastly, remember this quote from What is Plagiarism by Teresita Jimenez Maceda, saying, "A responsible writer is one who acknowledges the sources of his knowledge," meaning that good writing comes from both of your thinking and learning from others.